Hello and welcome back to this episode, this Chronicle Bloom in Blood. I am your storyteller for tonight's Chronicle, Gilbert Ramos, aka Ramos the Nomad. I have no announcements, so I would love to. It's been a long week. I'm really ready to get into this. I'm so excited. So let's go ahead and get to the people you're actually here to see, our players, and we'll begin back up to our original rotation over to my top left, Friday.
Yep, hey, I'm Abby. I'm your local dinner nerd, and tonight I'm going to play your local gargoyle, Friday's Child. I'm back with a new scar you can't really see because of my cool goth foundation, and I found my lip liner, so let's get into Bloom by Night.
Hell yeah, dog. Let's jump over to the right.
Hello everyone. Good time zone to you. I am the Rissa Brave, but this time zone I will be playing Kaida Arden, the Samitsi.
Hell yeah. I love that I almost caught you, like, right as you were picking up your vape. That happens to me so often. I feel you, dog. Over to the bottom left, Lola.
Hello, hi, I'm Luna, or Druid by Night. You can find me at Druid by Night on most social medias, including on Twitch or iStream. And for this time zone, for this game, I will be playing Lola Torres, future Crash Out Queen. Probably not so future Malkavian Primogen. We'll see.
We'll see how things go. I mean, we got nights ahead of us. Going over to the last, but certainly not least, over to my bottom right, Remy.
Hello, this is Aster's VTuber, or Aster for short. I am a composer, singer, musician, and writer, and generally love playing all sorts of, also voice actor, but also just love playing tabletop role-playing games with my friends, and I'm here, another episode of a fashion show where I get to dress up and be really cool as Remy, the Toreador, so there's that.
Absolutely. Thank you all so much for being here. We're in for a treat tonight. I have no further announcements. We have nothing else further, so let's go ahead and jump into tonight's episode of Bloom in Blood. And we begin each episode, as we always do, with a recap. Again, it would normally give this to the players, but it's so far in, I might as well just keep doing it. And I'm caught up on my recaps today, so we'll go ahead and get started, shall we? So last we left our Coterie, we saw Remy taking time to enjoy the gift given to them by Kaida during the 10-day bits of downtime. As the Coterie waited for Remy, they discussed the prospect of Firenze Savannah possibly being in the coffin that is being held by the SI, the coffin that is of particular interest to Montalvo. The same coffin that the Anarchs want to grab so they can lure Montalvo out and kill him, essentially. Kaida also took time in the Anarch sort of resistance headquarters to talk to Julian about their interest in the Sabbat teachings and their philosophy, learning that he was very interested in them and viewed them as sort of enlightened philosophers of Canaanite philosophy. While the Coterie waited for Remy, Julian and Nathaniel stepped out of the room to discuss a private matter, leaving the Coterie to discuss their feelings about the Anarchs' sort of weird sock operation up in Goodyear in hushed tones, all the while Nathaniel's new boothang, Bianca, was just eyeballing Lola with a stink eye. When Nathaniel and Julian stepped back in, Julian had proposed that the group make a drop-off to Julian's contact in Mesa, bringing the Book of Nod back to possibly its original owners. However, a final caveat of this was that they needed a little more trust, something a little more final, just to make sure that tonight went without any hiccups. A final show of trust was requested from Lola, in which she would drink from Nathaniel, establishing a sort of weak blood bond for one night and one night only, to which Lola acquiesced. Surprisingly, though, Lola found that the blood didn't take. The Vitae had no effect. Lola was now unbondable. The three kindred then drove to the demolished remains of what is called the Fiesta Mall, and met a Malkavian named Max and their ghoul Richie, who were disheveled, dirty, on edge, and expecting Julian to show up with the book, not this Coterie, so a little bit on edge from those two. However, Max had previously encountered through the Gift of Auspex, Lola's sire, and upon Lola arriving, caught glimpses of Lydia within Lola, so warmed up to Lola a little quicker than the rest of the Coterie. Lola, for her credit, also caught glimpses of Lydia looming behind Max, and the two sort of shared a sort of bond through the cobweb, you might call it. Gathering some information from Max and Richie, They learned that Max was a part of a group that was welcomed to the city by Prince Montalvo as sort of temporary haven, told to lay low in Mesa. But Max's temporary haven, along with their group, was ambushed by the Second Inquisition. They were part of the Mesa Fire, and only survived through the visions through the cobweb, thanks to Lydia's warnings. Continuing the conversation, Max and Richie hopped into Remy's car and drove to one of Remy's many businesses to go get a shower and essentially get away from a bad situation. It was learned that Max and Richie were part of a Sabbat pack, one that Max had been trying to get out of for a long time now. All the way back since they were in Mexico City and the fall of the tower and the war between Victor Belshane and Firenze Savannah. Now free and showered, Max offered an exchange of information about Prince Montalvo and the Sabbat Pact that was welcomed by Prince Montalvo to the city in exchange for Richie's protection and Richie's safety, as well as their own. This is also important. Max passed along that their pack priest, named Diego, knew Montalvo from his time back in Texas, where Montalvo used to be a key member of the Sword of Cain, along with his very close friend, Geraldo. Upon learning all this information and finally having proof that Montalvo not only had Sabbat ties, but was inviting Sabbat into the city, Remy had called Gerald and let him know that he was ready for a meeting tonight. With moonlight burning, this is where we join our coterie now. Friday, you are back at the Anarch Resistance headquarters. Kaida and Lola, you are with Remy. Friday, you are free to leave at any given point. You were just learning more of their systems and such. You, of course, have your phone on you as well, so you may touch base with your coterie at any point in time, whenever you wish. But Remy is departing, on his way to speak with Gerald. Before we jump over to you, Remy, I'll ask Kaina and Lola, what are you two up to? Are you guys heading out? Again, moonlight is burning.
What is, question for the ST, are Lola trusts Max and Richie? Maybe for better or for worse, there's that connection made, and with that comes a small amount of trust to leave them here. But do they feel comfortable being alone in this New Haven?
So long as they're kind of left to their own devices and kind of away from their pack, you can gather that Max and Richie seem fine for the time being. This is better than they've been in a long time.
Oh, not Lola. I'm Lola. Huh. Friday has my car, so Friday could leave whenever. So I will message Friday and check in, see how she's doing.
Friday is listening to whatever technological information is being handed over to her, just how to activate streetlights, what the hacking system looks like, how long you can stay in before you're being determined when her phone buzzes. And as she reaches through her many layers of coats to reach for it and flicks open to the screen, what time is it, Storyteller? Is it still, I don't know, Tuesday, Wednesday?
At the time of currently right now, it is 29 October. In the early morning, or early hours of the morning, so it's about 4 a.m. It's about time to get ready to leave to begin with. But you have a few hours left of moonlight.
Huh. Halloween. Kinda forgot that was coming up. Shit, Lola. What does Lola send me?
Lola sends lots to talk about later. How are you doing? Doing okay, question mark.
Just a little tippy tap of claws against the phone. Pretty boring, but learned some new hacking techniques. I'll have to see if I can download this kind of stuff on my laptop. Winky face, 100 emoji. Want me to come pick you up for brunch? Question mark?
I'll turn to Kaida, ask if that is amenable to her.
So we have a few hours before sunlight. How long would it take to get from, let's say, the Roosevelt, for example, to Kaida's Haven? Like, would we make it just in time, or?
Not terribly long. And I want to clarify a few hours. By a few hours, I mean about 2.
Okay, I just want to make sure that
if
whatever
we're operating
we
on the
have planned-
standards that you guys sleep an hour before sunrise, you have about 2 hours.
Okay. Kaida will look at Lola and say, "We will be cutting it close, but yes, I'm fine with that."
Yeah, I'll message Friday then saying sounds wonderful, and I'll drop a pin of our location.
You get 2 race car emojis and a thumbs up, and Friday will just look. I really appreciate everyone for your wonderful camaraderie and the information. I'll be back. My friends just need a bit of a pickup. Catch you later. Do this whole revolution thing another time. Yeah.
The woman you've been kind of learning this from, heavily tattooed, bald, and sort of in a tight-fitting tank top, cargo pants, and has been... looks very unapproachable. Whenever you sat down and were learning the systems and learning about hacking and everything, very quickly dropped the sort of demeanor of this unapproachable, spiky badass and became very nerd culture. And she looks to you and just says, "Yeah, sure. Your whole group, your coterie, you guys will be back, what, tomorrow, 2 days? I know we're doing the big job in a few days. Are you gonna be here, or do you, usually Nate or Julian or Renee make the plan, but do you know if you're gonna be here, or?
I'll have to ask them, but I'll try and be here. You've been really helpful. Thanks.
Yeah, not a problem. It was nice talking to you. You have my email.
For sure. And Friday is just going to do the very awkward, I be talking to an attractive woman, just catch you later, finger guns as she backs out of the bunker.
And she smiles, and she begins to type it at the computer. Checks her sidearm real quick as you leave, but you're able to leave, Friday. Nathaniel and Julian kind of give you a wave and a nod, and you are departed.
All right, pop it in the car. I'm putting on ABBA's Super Trooper, and we are blasting into the night.
Indeed you are. And you know what that means. A drive check.
A drive check. I was waiting for it. We live in Phoenix, Arizona. We gotta make a drive check. All right, just double checking. I do get that extra die. Checking my hunger. 2, 3, 4. 4 successes.
Not a problem for you, even with the snowbirds littering up the highways. It's normal Phoenix traffic for you, especially this early in the morning. Things seem to be dying down just before the morning rush into work, so it's not terrible, Friday. You're able to get there unimpeded. We'll join the 3 of you very soon as our vision pans over to you, Remy. You were sent to a location outside of the city, just outside of Phoenix and the municipality of Phoenix. You're able to arrive, given what we've seen of your previous drive checks from the previous session, you're able to arrive unimpeded. It's a small, looks like a little mom and pop diner. Should be closed. There is a single candle lit, the only source of light in this place. One last bastion of civilization before the long stretch of desert back into Phoenix, or out of Phoenix, depending on where you're headed. But you arrive.
Remy has a mini closet in the SUV, and will change real quick to a little bit more of a business appropriate attire, at least to a more serious attire. He wears this shirt that has these crystals that seem to even grow on the shirt, but it's just kind of sewn into it and kind of stuck to it as well. And also just an overcoat with a puffy pleated collar, and walks out into the diner, and we'll scan the inside of the diner.
It's empty in here, save for one table, where you can see in the dark suit, sitting up straight, sort of neat, tidy. You can see Gerald, the sort of 1950s hair, combed, neat, tidy. He looks up as you enter and smiles. He raises a glass filled with this dark, viscous liquid. He says, "Remy, join me."
I nod and sit right across from him. I didn't mean to be presumptuous, but I wasn't wrong over the phone. You do, in some circles, did at least, in some circles, have been addressed as Geraldo before.
Now, where would you get that idea?
Well, you told us that we were to dig for information, and we dig deep. So before I tell you anything that you wanted to hear, I just wanted a little bit of an assurance. Something that... anything that could potentially, well, prove your allegiance is that of the Ivory Tower, as you said.
What would you require?
I kind of leaned back into the chair. Who did you give up?
Give up.
I know that the Ivory Tower was probably a prudent choice for an individual like yourself. It's looking like a prudent choice for an individual like me. But there were stipulations, were there not?
Remy, give me an insight roll. Wits insight, please.
That is 3 successes.
You see that he is stoned. He's keeping a facade up. He's not giving anything away, but it's practiced. This is unexpected. This line of questioning. He expected you to dig up other information, not dig into him. Thought that his enticement last you met might be enough to keep you on track. Clearly it wasn't. But he speaks and he says, "Why would I have to give anyone up, Remy?"
I'm trying to cut through the pretenses. Gerald, you know Montalvo more intimately than you have originally led us to believe. But, given how you reached out to Phoenix locals that are so ingrained in the heart and the soul of the city, I give you the benefit of the doubt. I genuinely believe you have no more allegiance as Montalvo claims to not have. But I want assurance. That's all.
If one was to assume your line of thought, given the name Geraldo was a La Sombra, a peon in the Sword of Cain. And as we've already seen, I have perfect use of my cellular phone. How could I be him?
Well, I don't need to have any sort of claim on whether or not it works or it doesn't, whether or not you're pretending to be someone or whatnot. But like I said, your enticement, rather enticing requires assurance. The information that we have, the puzzle pieces that I'm about to lay out, well, it's nasty business. For those that know.
For those that know, yes. What have you found, Remy? You want assurances from me. But here you are digging into the wrong man. What assurances do I have from you?
Make no mistake. I did not dig into you. Information pops out of the ether, and, well, if you are close to the situation or close to the people being investigated, information comes out. Keep in mind, I didn't deign to even ask you your name the first time. Now, since we're still walking on eggshells, it seems, I would just give you puzzle pieces, and then whatever line of thought you have, we'll go with that. There are, unfortunately, Sabbat in the city.
Where?
There is a demolished shopping center, mall, whatnot, Fiesta Mall. They were displaced and now are hiding out there.
Did you speak with them?
Not them, no.
Who dropped this bit of information into your lap?
Well, once again leaning back in the chair, just... The interesting part isn't who I got the information from. The interesting part is that they actually had a pretty solid and safe place that they lived in before. Apparently they've been granted hospitality. Who in the city can grant hospitality?
And you have one as a witness.
Now, the interesting part past that, there is only one person that knows that this hospitality is given outside of the Sabbat that had holed up there. And yet, wherever they were holed up the first time was attacked by SI.
How unfortunate.
Now, how did they get the information? There is only one loose end here, and one tie.
What are you claiming, Remy?
I'm not claiming anything. I am simply giving you puzzle pieces because, once again, I don't want to be your enemy. And I do want this to end amicably for my city. Ivory Tower and whatnot.
Yours.
So I'm giving you all this information, and, well, I want assurances.
Go ahead and give me a wits and insight, Remy. Take an extra die. He's hungry.
7 successes.
Backtracking a bit as the conversation has gone on and you gather information from every word, there's information revealed to you or something that you know. You've been alive for a while, Remy. We've established that, and we've said that quite a bit. You know that there are sometimes variances in the blood. It's very possible he's a Lasombra that is wrong. Something that doesn't quite fit the bill. Something that could have no affectation or no issue with technology. Catching the conversation back up, you can see he's incredibly intrigued. He wants names. He wants more, and he's chomping at the bit. He's so close to what he wants, Remy. One more push. One little push. You might learn more than you expected.
Out of curiosity, is it possible for me to whereabout are we seated in the diner?
It is a table, little wooden chairs with a little wooden table. Not quite center of the room exactly, but sort of, if we're looking at it top down from center, entryway to the bottom right, bottom left, kind of in the overlays perspective, kind of like where Lola is actually, if we're looking at like as table perspective.
Okay. And then is it a traditional diner where it is there's just glass on the outside of the as the windows and whatnot?
Yes.
Is it possible for me to roll any sort of perception check that to see if the candle casts a reflection on two of us?
Yes, I would need a perception roll with how low light it is. I was going to just give it to you, but with how low the light is, absolutely. Let's call this wits and awareness.
2 successes.
2 successes. You do indeed see your reflections and the reflections of the candlelight in the windows. You see his as well, but you can see yourself more clearly. He is shrouded, almost covered. You can see him. If you look closely, you can see, even through the smudges of the glass, his face, the suit. But it's as if something is fighting and trying to obscure him.
I'll just kind of look and then turn back towards him and just... There is a pack priest at the mall. They were hidden, escaped from the first attack. You have all your answers there. If you have your ivory tower connections, every single one of them are witnesses. They all heard a specific someone give them hospitality.
Does this priest have a name?
Right. Back from Texas. Diego was the name.
Diego from Texas. Well done, Remy. Well done indeed. Tomorrow, I will make my way to the mall. I will finally have my proof.
Yes. I assume that is how that works.
I suppose it is uncommon for you to hear the words thank you from our kind. But genuinely, Remy, from the bottom of my heart, thank you.
Well, I appreciate the gesture. I have a vested interest in, well, more than just the result of this information. That second part, the second puzzle piece, is what concerns me the most, and that is the reason why I come to you directly. Specifically because of your enticement. I personally do not care whether or not Montalvo has connections with the Sabbat. I actually am more concerned that the Sabbat were attacked. The implication of that is far worse. If Montalvo is the only one that know that they were even there.
Incredibly unfortunate. And it is quite the accusation. And it is something I'll look into. But perhaps... yes. It is indeed something I'll look into. And Remy, won't make you roll again. With a 7 on your wits and insight. He doesn't care. It's not what he was looking for. It's extra information. He doesn't care about the implication that Montalvo is using the SI. It wasn't of concern to him. Maybe he already knew. He leans back in his chair and says, "Well, Remy, let it be known, and let it never be said by the new prince." He gestures to you, Remy. Phoenix. That I am an unfair man. You want answers. You want assurances. The assurances I can offer you are gone. I gave my bishop, my sire, the Camarilla. I made my sacrifices. I climbed this ladder. Every blood-soaked rung. Every scrape, every scrap. In that way, we're similar, Remy. That's why I came to you. You who arrived in Phoenix with almost nothing. Barely a memory. And look at what you built. We're the same, Remy. Kindred spirits. And Montalvo. Montalvo gave nothing. And for his negligence, and for his nepotism, he dies. And in place, a prince who deserves his crown.
Well, I think there is work to be done.
Indeed. I will do my part. I will gather the proof from Fiesta Mall. When done, Remy, you will make a fine prince.
I kind of nod a little bit and just... It seems that your name was worth committing to memory.
I only ask that you remember me in your career as you continue to climb the ladder. as we continue to progress. But I've
Well,
been
if
incredibly
this-
rude. Can I get you something to drink, Remy?
I wouldn't want to impose.
But meets. He rises from his chair. No one else is here, Remy. He goes in the back. It's the 2 swinging doors. I would like a wits and awareness from you, please.
3 successes.
It's faint. But as the double doors swing and they waft the air, the scent of iron, the sweet scent of blood. If you are so inclined to peek, to look in the direction,
I do.
2 bodies hanging from the ceiling, bleeding into a simple thing, a Tupperware container. The owners of this establishment, gone from this world, drained like pigs. With that, we turn our view back over to Lola, Kaida, as Friday arrives. The scene is the 3 of yours.
Yes, I think Kaida, before we leave the actual establishment, we'll make sure that Max and Richie have all that they need, that they've gotten their food and whatnot. And then when we're, I assume, sort of outside waiting for Friday, she will look at Lola. How are you feeling about all this?
Strangely, I feel like I'm finally have a direction. If that makes sense.
It does. You were meant for greatness, Lola. You are coming into it.
I mean, I never thought I would, I don't know. Greatness. It seems like a big word for someone who's just here to make sure people I care about stay safe.
Is that not great? There are many kindred could not be bothered with such a thing. But you have fought to care. To take care and protect those important to you. It's no easy feat. Not in the world that we live in.
What I did in life, I mean, cared for my brother, fought for my brother. Now that I'm dead, well, I may as well make use of what I got. The time that I have, the abilities we have. I may as well do something with it.
Yes. She just reaches out and sort of tucks a strand of her hair behind her ear. What comes next will require much of you. I believe that you can do any of it. But you need to believe you can do it too.
Cutting into this.
Okay.
Friday, you arrive at the establishment. It is a new building and it is a new business, but you can see atop the building, if I'm not mistaken, there is a hostel where Lola and Kaida are having their discussion. You may, of course, enter as you please.
Friday is just going to tippy tap into her phone, and Lola is going to receive a text. It is an image. You see Friday's little face peeking out of her many, many layers of fabric, just saying, "Your vide's here," smiley face.
Lola genuinely laughs. Something shared with a friend or a sister and says, no, she's here. Let's fill her in.
Haida proceeds to go towards the car.
Yeah, we'll get in the
You're hit by
car.
the smell of Wetzel's pretzels as you approach the car. Friday did make a stop. Just your mouthful. Whoever got the shotgun is right there. So, how'd it go? Did you find out that the prince is actually a secret demon? Or is there like a monster under Phoenix, a giant snake? Anything?
Well, we went to see, to deliver that book, and came across no longer Sabat, and their cousin.
Friday is just going to cover her phone speaker. I'm sorry. The book club, as in like all of that?
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit! Okay. So why are they here? Are they here on Montavo's orders? What's the deal? And she is kicking the car on. Do we want to pick up Remy, by the way, or do we just want to go right home? I figure because it's like 3 a.m. we want to go home, but yeah.
Remy is out on business with Geraldo, or well, Gerald. I'm sure he'll be able to make it back in time, but I will message him. I'll just message Remy a quick check-in.
At this point, Remy, you get this text message as Gerald or Geraldo, depending on which you want to call him, returns with a second glass.
I see the text message and then I kind of stand up. I don't mean to leave early. I'll take the glass and then I'll take a sip, but I'll just be like, but my Coterie needs me.
I guess that provides a gift and then leaves is arguably the best kind. Good morning, Remy. Drinks.
To you as well. And then I drink as well. And just goes. And then before I leave, I'll just be like, I do sincerely believe that those that persevere and work for every rung that they climb deserve every rung that they climb. And with that philosophy, I do believe that you and I could become quite trusted allies. Until next we meet.
Indeed. You depart. Our vision pans back over to you, Lola. Kaida Friday, please continue.
Haida will say, it turns out that and she says it with disgust, prince gave hospitality to the Sabbat.
So Fathermaster was right. This is all just some big conspiracy to take Phoenix as his own domain. Ivory Tower or not. I'm glad I wasted his fucking money on pretzels and saying it was my birthday, and she'll kind of harshly turn as the GPS indicates, but there's a lot of anger in that turn.
He also sent the SI after them. That was the fire in Mesa.
Shit, really? Okay, so what is he doing? Is this some kind of double game to police the Camarilla? Is he king in the castle? What do you think?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you as of right now what he's playing at. But he's after, I'm sure the Anarchs filled you in. He's after a coffin. It has a very high value package that the SI will be transporting in a night or two. it may hold Fiorenza Savannah.
Friday's tail just begins to tap an anxious rhythm as she nods. So we working with Nathaniel and his lot? I can handle it myself. I know how you feel about him. His group and his, I don't know, new play toy.
It's okay. I think disregarding Nathaniel, this is bigger than any of us. This is for Phoenix and our safety and our loved ones' safety. And regardless of where we end up once it's all over, I can play nice. I can be the bigger person to do what needs to be done.
There's just a beat of silence for Friday says, "You're better than me." I think that silence, just the radio playing in the background. She's looking at the moon. You know, I died tonight. About 15 years ago now.
What is tonight? And I'll check my phone and I'll see the date and I'll be like, oh, are you okay? Do you want
Oh, I mean, I'm fine. I mean, Wetzel's Pretzels gives you a free birthday case, so I just said it was my birthday. It's not technically a lie, but truth be told, I kind of just forgot. Falconer didn't make a big deal of it. There was already a Hallows Eve when I joined the flock. It's just what you were saying about loved ones. I don't know if I have loved ones out there, but I think they're here in Phoenix, and truth be told, I was ready to leave the city after Fettermuster showed me everything about Montalvo, the SI, the Sepat. I want to stay in the city to protect it too. Not just for us, but for those we care about. Even if they'll never know where I am or what I'm doing now. And more by impulse, she just lets out a deep, rattling sigh.
After we take care of business, we should have a celebration for you.
We could
She
have
will
a
look
baker.
at Kaida through the mirror, genuinely surprised.
Birthdays are important, but so are death days. You should be given the opportunity to mourn the woman you were, and then celebrate the woman you are now. So, I will speak to Remy. We'll throw a big party.
Thank you, Kaida. And I hope you don't mind me asking, Lola, but would you mind doing catering for that? Once everything here in Phoenix is set and done?
I was already coming up with a menu.
As Lola is dropped off, I believe, at Midnight Oasis, correct?
Yes.
Kaida, Friday, are you taking Kaida all the way to Weaver's Needle? Or are you
Yeah, she'll
staying
keep
at
her eyes on the
Renaissance?
horizon. Oh,
Understood.
go ahead, sorry.
So, no matter what happens here, whether you take Kaida to, essentially you're having sleepover either way because of the time constraint. If you go all the way to Weaver's Needle, Friday will need to stay there. It's a far out way. From if you decide to go to the Renaissance, Kaida will be staying at the Renaissance with you. Either way, this is
May
I'll leave that choice up to Kaida.
Before Lola is dropped off, actually, Kaida will speak up and say, I would like to invite you both to my home. Would you do me the honor of visiting my haven?
I was muted. Lola pauses for a moment and kind of considers how significant that is. She's learning. She's learning all the kindred things. And she turns around and looks at Kaida. Yeah, of course. We gotta go now, but I would love to. And I'll buckle back in.
Right, Weaver's Needle, you said, is that national park? I'll text Fettermaster later, let him know he has to sleep in my room in the morning, because they don't clean there. Alright. 4 hours.
As you pull away from Midnight Oasis, I would like... Unfortunately, it's gonna just be Lola, actually. I need a wits and awareness from you, please.
As Friday's being a responsible driver and keeping her eyes on the road.
I appreciate that.
Meanwhile, quick question. Is Remy going to be able to meet up with the Coterie at all, or is he essentially going back to his
Essentially
own
going back. Obviously with the narration, it wasn't long, but yeah, no, the diner in particular that is in my head is outside of the city.
Out of the way.
That's
Yeah.
what I thought, yeah.
Yeah, it's along that dirt road, the 2-lane, once you get off the highway.
Yeah, if that's the case, then if it's just an empty highway the entire way back, during that, I'll just see if when they message that they met up with Friday and everything, I'll just message back in the group chat like, see you tomorrow. I'm heading home as well.
Okay.
Understood.
The response to Remy is a thumbs up react and a heart react. And I got 3 successes.
3 successes. You recognize something moving as you pull out of Midnight Oasis. Around one of the cars, it's a shadow. Something that's not quite there. Now, the reason it's just you is because I have to give you a choice here. Would you like to activate Sense the Unseen?
Yes, I think Lola will crane her neck to look in whatever window she needs to and just activate Sense the Unseen.
You do this, and he's not hiding. Not really. Not as you would expect someone to. Maybe he doesn't know you have Sense the Unseen. Maybe he thinks he's fully obfuscated. But you can see Nathaniel watching Midnight Oasis, checking his watch, looking around, be a bit frustrated, watching the window, his eyes brow furrowed, his eyes sharp. And the car pulls away, and he leaves your vision.
She thinks for a moment whether or not she wants to confront this, and decides, you know what, no, not tonight. Tonight we're hanging out and we're having fun before things get serious. So, another night. She rolls her eyes and lets out a disgusted sigh and Weaver's Needle.
You do this, and eventually you make it to Kaida's Haven. And we'll take this opportunity here. I know it's a bit early. This is where we're going to cut to a break. When we return, a bit of time will have passed, and it will be truly Halloween night. And we'll see the results of what's going on then and there. We'll see you very, very soon.
first came to this country, I had nothing.
Have you come to kill me?
I am simply descended from survivors, and I always survive.
Life doesn't stop when you die.
My blood is not welcome in Camarilla cities.
Did you love your mother?
Dearly.
I did too. I'm not a fan of father.
Crying takes more breath. I've learned that the hard way.
Fuck, Roman. Fuck.
Everyone has a voice in my Phoenix. And welcome back. We hope you enjoyed your break. We enjoyed ours. Let's jump right back into it, shall we? We closed out on the end of the night with the sun rising and our coterie not necessarily scattered, but separated. Time passes for mortals, as it does for kindred. The only difference is that kindred have more of it in the long run. We join our coterie once more as night falls again. You are all just outside in the hallway of the Phoenix Trotting Park, the Anarch Resistance Center, as some might call it. Just about to enter to gather the plan, because tonight you are ambushing the Second Inquisition. Tonight you are gathering whatever box Montalvo is interested in. Tonight you're gathering the coffin that Renee is interested in. Tonight you strike. First thing I need you to do is do your rouse checks. What does that bring your hunger to, Lola?
3.
2 hunger for me.
2 hunger, 3 hunger. Who else?
So I did drink from Geraldo, so I'm back at 1, and I succeeded, so just the 1.
Excellent.
I succeeded, but I still remain at 2 because I have not fed.
Not a problem. For Friday and Lola, Friday coming to 2, you can feel the beast crawling up your spine, sort of slinking its way up. It's not whispering in your ear just yet, but it's awake just as you are. And Lola, you can hear her voice. She speaks and says, "Big night ahead of you. Have you eaten? Do you need to? You should if you're going to go out tonight. Danny's working tonight. Just a quick stop."
No.
Sweetheart, you can't go out like this. You need to drink. And she'd offer it willingly. You just ask.
She thinks for a brief moment about that, and then she thinks about her other option on nights like this. Making a quick stop to her parents, but no.
You all are gathered as you pass through the hall and enter through the door. Nathaniel, Julian, Bianca, and the rest of the crew are all here. They're gathered around a fold-out table with a diagram of the Air Force Base, as well as specific routes and things pulled up on the cameras. already going over things. And Julian looks up from the table. Well, look at our latecomers. Welcome back in, guys.
Hey, folks. How's everything shaping up? Do we need supplies, treats, snacks?
Got everything so far. There's Nathaniel. Just there's blood in the corner, bagged from one of the hospitals. If you need it. Everyone needs to be on their A game tonight.
Lola will just, without a second thought, go over to the corner and swipe 2 so I can slake 1.
Friday's never tasted human blood. That she knows of. It was too late to grab a bag of feeder rats from Petco. It is so tempting. But she's not going to indulge.
That was my next question. Together on the table, they open up a space for you to join in, if you so choose.
I walk in.
Yeah.
They're poring over this plan, and without boring you too much of the details, essentially what it boils down to is the coffins are being moved tonight. And they're being moved from off the Air Force Base into another SI holding facility. They're not entirely sure where, but they know the route they're taking to get out of Goodyear and through Scottsdale. Now, it is Halloween tonight, which works to the advantage, and likely works to theirs as well. But there's going to be people out. There's going to be trick-or-treaters. There's going to be the college kids that are still enjoying dressing up and getting drunk. It's going to be a late night for everybody tonight. So they're going to use that to their advantage. There's a festival going on in Scottsdale to celebrate. They're avoiding it on their route. The plan is, and you would know this Friday, to redirect, to put them right in the thick of it. They've closed off a block in Old Town Scottsdale, and they're going to redirect them right there. So they're sandwiched in, they have to back out and maneuver through all the people. So then they can direct them in the chaos to a closed off area and grab the coffins. The plan that Julian and Renee have put forward is to split up the 4 of you and the already established Anarch Resistance. Pairing things up, they would like Friday with Julian in the van, working stealth, watching cameras. They would like Kaida and Renee together as a sort of combatant arm in case things go south, ready to ambush, ready to actually physically ambush. Remy and Nathaniel in the midst of Old Town Scottsdale to cause even more chaos, using their gifts from their clans. And then Lola and Bianca on standby on Overwatch, up and high on one of the apartment buildings, keeping high tracks to have a bird's eye view should cameras fail and should anything go south. This is the plan that is discussed. Are there any objections?
Looking down at their maps and things, what does it look like between the stretch of Goodyear and Scottsdale? Is it like a highway where maybe there's cover of some sort, or is it like we're rolling through residentials to get to Scottsdale?
They're taking surface roads. For whatever reason, they favor surface roads. You're not sure why, and even Julian's not entirely sure why. Friday, you might know why. Give me what's an insight.
I was about to say, hey, storyteller. I was in one of those trucks once upon a time. Let's roll. Crit. 6 successes on a crit.
6 successes on a crit. The Second Inquisition, at least in Phoenix, and in most of Arizona, favors surface roads to highways because there's too much that can go wrong on highways. Even when you're in the right lane and you're in the slow lane, there are tire blowouts, there are drunk drivers, things like that. It's too high speed to move cargo of this level of importance. It's a precaution Now, across state lines and such, highways are unavoidable, but they're on higher alert on highways. They are a little more relaxed on the surface roads, and especially because they're moving just within the city portion, it's going to take them a little longer. But as far as you're concerned, and as far as they're concerned, they don't anticipate an ambush. They don't anticipate that this is going to be a big problem. So they're willing to take the time rather than deal with drunken people on Halloween night on the highways.
Friday will tap the map with one claw. When I got taken to Area 51 in New Mexico, they favored serviceways because they didn't have to be on guard all the time. Think about it, highways, there's people. If one of us gets loose, then that's a whole breach to cover there. Trust me. As much as I appreciate Julian's assistance, and her eyes will flicker across the table, I think it's better if you let me fly behind. I can keep you updated so long as we've got communication systems, and they won't feel high alert enough to have drones out on the go. Plus, no cameras to catch me. I think I've learned to shirk off a few of their devices. They won't find me.
Renee kind of speaks up and says, I didn't want to make assumptions that you could unfurl your wings and take flight. If that's something that you're preferable to, I think tonight is the night no one will be looking into the sky.
Friday will offer them a big, toothy grin.
And this plan, everybody is already privy to it, right? And we're okay with it? And I directly look at Nathaniel.
Nathaniel speaks up and says, I know when my expertise is at its end. Renee's seen combat and has done things like this before. If Renee and Julian say this is the best route, I'm with them.
Well, no, you're with me, though. So I just need to understand whether or not you'll play nice, because I, on my end, will.
All that matters tonight is this mission.
Fair enough.
We took in your car or mine?
Why not my car?
Nods. Are there any other alterations to the plan that need to be set out?
I simply need to know. Perhaps a word, a code word of some kind, of when things have gone quite wrong and the gloves come off.
Julian kind of smiled and says, that's good. Yeah, I didn't think of that. You didn't think of that either. And he points to Renee. Renee rolls their eyes. Daniel nods. It's a kind of shared agreement. No one offers something up, though.
I'll look to my coterie, but mainly at Friday, because Friday intends on being essentially our eyes in the sky, literally. And she will say, I simply need you to say, Yukahi. And I will take care of the rest.
And Bianca, the next to speak, and she says, we don't have, Julian said it was too much risk to wear any, like, trackers or anything like that. Apple Watches, Fitbits, anything like that. So we need to know everyone's location if we're going to call for help. So, with Lola and I, it'll be easy. We're in position. She looks to you, Lola. One space, but everybody else is going to be out and about moving. So just keep that in mind.
I'm gonna look Bianca, very deadpan, eyes simmering just a little too hungrily.
Oh, don't worry. I'll be in the skies. I'll see where everyone is. Don't worry.
She nods.
Are we not capable of creating a line of communication via technology that only we can access?
Julian speaks up and, no, I've taken care of that. We've got a phone line. So we just need you to, essentially it's like WhatsApp, but it's not WhatsApp. My own design. And he takes his phone and taps a few buttons, and there's a chirp, a screen flash on everyone's phones. It's an invitation to download an app.
She hates it, but she does it.
Yeah,
she does it.
Likewise.
She cares less for these anarchs and more for her coterie, so she wants to be able to contact them.
The app doesn't have a name. Continue, please.
Yeah, Remy makes a mental note to destroy the phone after, and then downloads the app.
The app doesn't have a name or anything like that. It's just a blue rectangle with a black karambit as its insignia. And you tap it open, and it's WhatsApp's UI. It's a group messaging app. Very bare bones. Can't really send any GIFs or stickers or anything like that. And you have like 3 emojis: a thumbs up, a thumbs down, and a red X. Nathaniel speaks. Alright, let's get into position. We have about an hour and a half. Everybody good?
Ichi. I'll look to Bianca. I'll drive.
She looks and says, your car or mine?
She's mine.
The code
I look at Renee and say, I don't drive.
Lucky for you, I do.
I would like to point out that Remy would have brought in a black sports car. It's actually nothing, or yeah, it's not anything particularly conspicuous or inconspicuous, but it's just a black 370Z, Nissan 370Z, and it has bulletproof plating because, you know, just for that.
Just in case.
When we get outside, I'm going to use check the trunk. And I will say that I will have, because Lola has her car, I will open her trunk, and in it will have several sort of like duffel bags. And she will open it up, and there will be an array of knives and a few guns inside.
And indeed, you do. You two took time to gather information, make some connections with. I'm gonna shit on the military again. Make connections with the Air Force Base. So what happens when you own a gun and you live on an Air Force Base is you need to check your weapon into the armory, because it's incredibly unsafe for you to have your gun just on a military base out and about. You check your weapon into the armory. Now, a big problem for security forces, is that they are in charge of the armory. And sometimes security forces are assholes. And they'll take your weapon and just go test fire it and be like, I don't know how I got dirty. It was in the armory the whole time. Fuck you. Put my fucking SIG back.
And sometimes they don't even remember to sign it in.
Yeah, sometimes they just take them and they give them to this really cute lady with the metal arm that they met at a strip club, and it's never seen again.
And that's right. And so, yes, especially Lola will like recognize, these belong to the military men. But yeah, she will have that. So to whomever would like to take some.
Lola will holster a pistol, like on her hip or on her thigh or wherever, as well as a sizable knife or dagger, depending on what Kaida had in her collection.
Probably some daggers, but she definitely has like a Rambo knife, you know what I mean? Like one of those big nasty ones that are there that you could take, a big hunting knife.
Hey, above the table question, Kaida, do you have flesh crafting?
I do.
I'm gonna propose something. Friday, as she's watching you hand out these weapons, She's never handled a weapon in her life. She's been treated like an animal, and she's just Kaida's gonna feel a tug on her sleeve.
Yes, love.
We share blood. Right? Like dozens and dozens and dozens of years ago. A bunch of witches mixed Zamisi, a Nosferatu, and a gangrel in a pot, and the first gargoyle popped out.
Mm-hmm.
I want to embrace that part of myself.
And she, with shaking hands, offers her claws.
Can you give me your strength tonight?
He smiles, the most maternal, warm smile to ever be seen in existence, and gently takes Friday's hands and she kisses them. And then, if you will allow me, storyteller, I will essentially fleshcraft the equivalent of like feral weapons, because I also have feral weapons, into her already existing claws.
I'll take the ag damage for it too.
Go ahead and give me a rouse check, Kaida.
We're good?
This takes an entire scene to perform, so as everyone else is getting into their cars, getting ready, Kaida, Renee, Friday, well, Julian is now on his own, so Julian takes off. But anyone else who wishes to stay, but Kaida and Renee must remain as Friday is being fleshcrafted. Just the claws, correct?
Yes. Essentially making her
Video.
claws, her little gargoyle claws, make them into things as sharp as eagle's talons. You know, like they are actually, more accurately, they are like raptor talons.
Go ahead and give me resolve plus your protean.
5.
Understood. So with every success on the roll allows you a single vicissitude change to the user. With this only being the one change to weapon, but basically essentially the weapons. Looking at the rules as written. And I'll send this to you in the chat, Friday. You have access to raptor talons, essentially, where they're going to be +2 to your damage. They're light piercing. These are mundane weapons, so as opposed to feral weapons, these would cause superficial, I believe.
I just got potence to back that up. That's why I was gambling, baby.
And so, with this as well, because this is a change to your physical form, you're going to lose 1 physical attribute dot in the current, for as long as this change is happening. You would need to essentially heal to heal this. So I'll allow you to, the two of you, if you'd like to in conjunction decide where you want to pull that from. It's strength, dex, or...
Dex. Okay.
They're big, unwieldy talons.
Yeah, she will, right before she starts doing it, she will say, "These will hurt, but only for a moment." And then she will begin to, it looks as if she like cracks the sort of tough gargoyle skin that you have at the knuckles. And when the vitae begins to ooze, she draws it out with her fingers, and like a potter with clay, she just morphs your claws longer, more curved, more dense, sharper, and then her own, she kind of bites into her finger, into her thumb, and across the portions that she had cracked open, she seals them shut. My strength is yours, Friday.
Her hands are going to stop shaking because I think she was using all of her mental fortitude to stay standing throughout all of that. She's going to look back, look at her claws.
Our strength. Thank you, Kaida.
Always.
With that, she's going to beat her massive wings and take flight.
And you do this.
Kaida will go with Renee.
And as you all drive, there's an opportunity for conversation. We'll go around Friday, you are flying alone, but we'll get to what that feels like for you. Is Phoenix from above is very different from Phoenix down below. So let's jump over to, we'll start with you, Remy. Nathaniel gets into the passenger seat of your vehicle, and you drive. You get into position, essentially. You are driving to Old Town Scottsdale, where you will kind of mingle with the crowd, and when the essentially a U-Haul arrives, you're going to activate whatever abilities you can to incite a crowd. Not exactly a riot, but more a more rowdy crowd, as will Nathaniel. But that's where you're headed right now. Right now, you're in your car. Would you like to speak? Would you like to say anything to Nathaniel?
I will drive for a little bit and then stay silent. And could I make an insight check on, like, kind of whenever I'm like at a stoplight or something like that, make a insight check to see how he is, if he's just one track mind or anything. 6 successes.
You see, he's there is a one-track mind here. He's quiet. He's not like staring out the window or anything like that, but he's just tapping his knee with his finger, bouncing it a little bit. Eyes watching the windshield, kind of scanning the area ahead. There's something else there, though. Not exactly. He's not eager, from what you've seen so far in the Anarch sort of operation center. He's worried, it looks like. He's worried about this, worried about tonight.
Penny for your thoughts.
Just a penny, Remy? You both know you've got more than that.
Well, it depends on whether or not they're worth more than that. Your thoughts, I mean.
Just want tonight to go off without a hitch. It's a long time planning, a long time watching. Tonight we get it. Tonight we get a leg up on him. We'll finally take him down after this. This is the first step. This is the first spark.
And what would you like when he's gone back to the old ways?
Don't you think they were better? You got to enjoy Anarch Phoenix in its fullest. I only got a few years.
I would say that there are positives and negatives to both. It really depends on who's in charge.
Yeah, well. Depends on the Baron, I guess. Teodoro's gone, so. When it's all said and done.
Do you think any of them in there, can do what Teodoro did?
It's quiet.
Keep what Teodoro kept.
Keep the city peaceful. Keep everyone coesthetic. Yeah, I think one could. Remy with a 6 on your roll of insight. You know exactly what he's talking about. Very, very ambitious. Very full of himself. To think that he could do what Teodoro did.
I find that when someone can't get a grasp on personal issues, there potentially is bleed. How would you deal with everybody else's issues? Just as an example, I suppose. I'm not talking about anything but anybody in particular. But it seemed to me, from, as you said, my many years in Anarch Phoenix, that even the Barons then had personal problems, personal conflicts, And at the very end, the rain didn't last long.
Yeah. Well, look, you want an apology. I'm sorry. I let my personal problems get in the way of my clear head. But it's not like you can't rebuild. I made sure that anyone of note was gone. I wasn't seeing red, Remy.
You weren't.
No, I just saw her.
Right. So you understand that regardless of what all that is, it's emotion. You were playing upon emotions, correct?
Yeah, you could say that.
I understand emotions like love. But what I also understand are emotions like accomplishment. In enacting on yours, you have deigned to remove some from others. And no apology can bring them back.
Yeah, we live with our choices, though.
That is true. I do have an interesting idea, however, that I want to run by you for the after, I suppose. Specifically because, well, number one, water under the bridge and whatnot, I suppose I can accept your apology. But number two, from my expertise in living in Anarch Phoenix, I know what the problem is.
What's that?
They're too full of themselves. They thought that they could keep to themselves and have their enemies outside their gates. But when the enemies outnumber and overwhelm and come from every direction, you lose sight of the goal, keeping the city safe.
You're talking about the SI?
I'm talking about everything. The Sabbat, the SI, the Camarilla. Do you think Julian is a good idea to have around if all he does is parade around thoughts of Cain?
Julian's
What about Renee?
Renee's gonna be going up tonight. And Julian's not real. You know? Julian's here for the fun of things. He'll be gone soon too.
You don't seem too assured.
I'm taking things step by step, Remy. Grand
Fine.
plans are fine and dandy, but you need to make the steps work first.
But you can't be stepping blind. We'll take this one, since we're here already, and deal with tonight. But like I said, for the aftermath, you and I should have a talk.
I think we should. Because I think it's high time you stopped pussyfooting around, Remy. Aaron of Scottsdale suits you. And no one's gonna dare take your claim.
Claim or not, our enemy is the SI. I would hate to say it because I would be drawing a very dark line between the kindred and the kind, but as long as we are kindred, there will always be kind that oppose us. The more conflicts we have between us, the easier it is for them to make us bleed.
And that's the first step. Getting Montalva out, uniting Phoenix. And Remy, as you drive, you arrive Old Town Scottsdale. Parking is scarce, but it's... to say beautiful is maybe not entirely correct. Certainly interesting looking. And to call it Old Town Scottsdale, it does keep sort of the old architecture, the old aesthetic. But you were around long before this place. Old Town Scottsdale. They close off a sort of courtyard promenade area. The trees. They have an altar, a large ofrenda, up already. There's a heavy Hispanic community here in Phoenix. And Old Town Scottsdale has a celebration, the Dia de Muertos. Tonight it's Halloween. So everyone dances and drinks and almost ignores the large statue, this assembled piece of art. The skeleton woman in the beautiful, colorful dress. A permanent smile, holding a grip of marigolds. Then you and Nathaniel walk, making your way into the crowd. A beautiful man, and an innocent one, as far as the rest of the crowd is concerned. Our vision pans over to you, Kaida. You drive with Renee, and they drive you in their car. A simple thing, not as flashy as anything as Remy owns, but it's nice. It's clean. It's a black SUV. And they drive. And they say, "Do you have much experience with combat?"
Yes. When they
Good.
came for my island, I was one who fought.
Good. Good. When they came for your island, did you win?
No. I was taken before I could win.
Very sorry. The
I
fight
am
goes
not.
on.
Ah, yes. Because we survived.
Indeed. He sent something on you, Kaida. What is it? Some flower.
Hibiscus. 'Tis a flower of my home. I keep the oils with me.
Why have you never returned home? Or have you?
I needed to make my own way
I can relate. Phoenix is your home now.
It is.
I'm looking forward to going back to mine after tonight.
Where is your home, Renee?
Where Mithras walks. But if we're speaking of a land, it's Canada. But I don't find myself going back often. Instead, I'll go where he bids.
I understand that.
There are rumors about you. You know.
Oh?
Hikers going missing on Weaver's Needle. Strange flowers cropping up between the rocks.
Every girl has to eat.
And the flowers. What garden do you sow, Clyda?
Beautiful ones.
I think it poetic that we were paired together, don't you think?
Kaida takes a moment because she doesn't. But we are about to go into combat together. And she remembers what it is like. How you have to have each other's back when the world starts crashing down around you. And you hear the screams of your people. I don't know about poetry, but I figure two capable kindred in the arts of war. It only makes sense. Or are you perhaps speaking of a higher will?
I think a higher will is at work. Roses bloom in the sun. And mine is a sun god, a bull god, a god of war. What is yours?
A mother.
And they nod. May they watch over us tonight, then. And as you reach this ambush point, waiting, lying in the shadows, you see Renee pull, reaching across, hardening themselves as they reach into the glove box. There's no papers, there's no registration, there's no insurance. There's one thing in this glove compartment, and one thing only. An intricately made mask of leather. Plucked feathers, stark black, resembling that of a corvid, pulling out into a beak. And they don it. And they begin to pray. And what you catch every once in a while is a repetition. I dedicate these deaths to Mithras. And our vision pans to you, Lola. You are driving.
I am driving.
Now, I missed the opportunity to ask for Remy's drive check.
So it's only
And seeing as
fair.
we've already narrated that Remy has arrived safely. It is only fair. Lola, you
Yay.
drive. Do you say anything to Bianca?
I think there is a palpable awkward silence for the first 5 to 10 minutes. Lola plays her music quietly loud enough to be heard, but not. They're not like going out to have fun. And finally, as the song fades out and there's silence, Lola kind of pipes up and says, so what can you like do if things go south?
I have my bag, and she kind of lightly kicks a small satchel, a little backpack, and you hear a clink of jars, vials. Adaptable.
Oh, adaptable. That's good. That's good. That's good.
You're like Nate. You have his
Yeah.
gifts.
Yep. As far as I'm aware, we are pretty similar.
Yeah. He talks about you a lot, you know?
Oh, God. I'm sure you've only heard the best things.
No. It sounds like you really fucked him up.
Ah. Alright. Well. And she kind of lets out a unnecessary sigh. Listen, I know you probably think I'm the devil incarnate or something equivalent based on what he's told you. I'm not gonna wax poetic about all the wrongs he's done to me. All I can say is just please be careful.
I'm fine. I don't want to be the stereotypical new girlfriend and have beef with you. I want what's best for him. And it sounds like you guys didn't really mesh well. And I think that I would like to think that after all this time, you'd stop calling him back. You know, that's all.
Hard to
'Cause
stop.
He's trying to move on, and with everything that's happened before, he's made a lot of progress. But I think if you being so close, I don't want to be a stereotype, but that's
Say what you gotta say.
he's mine now. You gotta let him go.
He stalks me. Saw him last night.
Yeah, he said you would say
Outside.
that.
Well, that's just like him to say, isn't it? Whatever. If I don't... And she pauses because as much as she would like to just essentially walk away from the conversation, and as is her defense mechanism, she genuinely wants this person to be made aware of what she's getting into. And she says, look, no, we weren't perfect. But not in the sense that, oh, nobody is. No, we were really bad. Both of us, but I don't know what he's told you. All I can tell you is what I know happened to me. And I have no reason to lie to you.
I mean, no offense, but it feels like you have plenty of reason to lie to me. I'd like to think that, you know, eventually after work is done, after time has passed, you know, maybe you and I could be friends, but I don't know if you two can.
No, I genuinely would like him out of my unlife, but it's difficult when not only again, I reiterate, am being stalked, but also now have to aid in a revolution. So yes, once all is said and done, perhaps we could find a middle ground, but not me and him. And that's me being as honest as you think I am, that I don't want anything to do with him anymore. Right.
And it goes quiet, Lola, as you arrive at the apartment complex. Nice apartments in Scottsdale. And there's a nice little spot that overlooks this promenade. It's expensive, but one of the apartments is empty, cleared out. You take the elevator. There's that silence. You know that it's an awkward silence. This is the game. He does this. You're the crazy one. At least that's what he tells people.
I've lost so many friends over this. What's one more? How
take
high
your
up are
position.
we?
Only about the 3rd floor. Not too terribly high up, but you can get a nice little overlook of everything. There's maybe 1 floor, 2 floors above you. But you can see the overlook of the party that's going on, this big block party. You can see the big skeleton statue and the floral dress. And if you look closely, you can see Remy and Nathaniel amidst the crowd. And we cast our vision to Friday. High above everything, you catch a thermal pocket, Friday, and you don't need to flap anymore. You can just drift, keeping things sturdy and stiff and just drift. Phoenix from above, especially at night, is something to behold. An insane blend of natural desert that suddenly becomes an array of lights. A beautiful fusion of man and nature. It's warm up here. Even the cooling air as winter threatens to approach. It's beautiful, Friday. You're free. What's on your
15
mind?
years ago. 15 years ago. Maybe I was partying down there. Maybe I was walking home and something bad happened. Now I'm up here.
It's not since the hotel, since she was driven out like a rat, since the prince swept her off her feet, that has she flown. Her wings aren't crammed. She isn't covered in a dozen meshes. She is free. It's... Despite the melancholy, she just smiles to herself.
Happy birthday, Friday.
And does a twirl and embraces her freedom. Happy 15 years.
Yes, you do that. It's peaceful. Till your phone buzzes. And buzzes again. And again. And it's that
Oh, shoot.
app. It's nothing important. Julian has created a side conversation that says, "Hey, I think I see you." Wait, no, that's a bat. Is that one you? No, that's another bat.
Friday will turn on, I assume she's been given a headset, so at the very least the wind isn't totally eating away at her voice, but she will text him.
I promise you wouldn't see me even if you were trying. I think I almost broke the stratosphere. Shit, if I had lungs still. Just keep your eyes on the road. Over.
He texts back and just says, "I'm already in position. How high up are you?" With like 6 question marks.
Circling, can I see him?
Go ahead and give me wits and awareness. Go ahead and take an extra die as well, because you have a full bird's eye view and you are in like full control of how high or how low you want to fly to see where he might be.
5 successes on a critical.
Yeah, you can spot him. Yeah, he's in this sort of white van that has a window washers logo on it of a little cartoon man kind of holding up a squeegee with a big smile on his face. And you can see he's in the driver's side, still texting and kind of moving between the driver's side and going to the back and forth, pulling equipment, like leisurely. Not really, doesn't look like he's taking this as seriously as he probably should.
Look, an iPhone zoom is not going to work from here. But Friday is going to very impulsively dive just a little bit closer, grab a tree branch, and snap it off so it drops directly onto the hood of the car.
And you do this, and he jumps and kind of looks around.
You'll then get a voicemail in the group chat that says,
Keep your eyes off your phone.
And he smiles. And he puts his phone in his pocket and kind of puts his hands up and continues moving equipment.
Friday will head back into the cloud cover.
All of you in these positions. And then there's a chirp on all your phones. It's a simple thing. But it means everything. It's a response from one of the others. Moving. Package is on the road. And Friday, you can bear witness. You can fly overhead if you're so brave. And are you?
Yes. There's something in her blood that is thrumming. You know how they see you, how they catch you, how they hurt you, how they kill you. You've adapted. They haven't. She'll swoop in closer.
No wits and awareness roll necessary. They're coming out of the military base. It's a U-Haul truck. People in plain clothes. 2 people up front, one in the driver, one in the passenger seat. Another one behind them is in a Toyota Corolla. 4 individuals. Convoy of 2. They don't really expect anything, Friday. This is light. This is 6 individuals. Should keep a lookout in case any might join along the way. They move along the route. And you can see your new companion's work, the tattooed woman. Lights change. Out of pattern, out of sequence. And they are moved. In your phones all get updates. Street crossings. Street road names. Friday, give me a wits and insight.
Can do. Wits and insight. My insight is ass. This girl has autism. Not a bestial failure, but only 3 successes.
3 successes. You can see them discussing things in the U-Haul. They're leading the charge. There is another Toyota that joins them with 1 driver. You recognize them all in plain clothes. These are agents. They have the hair cut short, or they have tied back. They're in cargo pants and t-shirts, loose jackets to hold and hide weapons. With your insight, you can see that they're concerned. Their job is to stay on the move, only stopping for however long stoplights require. So they're trying to plan out an alternate route. They're trying to figure out what the hell's going on. This is strange. They're catching on, Friday. Something's wrong. What do you do as the eye in the sky?
Friday is going to, in a very secret agent fashion, click on her headset.
Yeah, folks. They're starting to get weary. We need to act now.
You can see your new companion, the tattooed woman, who I don't feel the need to obscure her name, Kitsia, replies, they're almost at Scottsdale, Old Town Scottsdale. We need to keep going. Are they... How bad is it?
Weary. They definitely know something's up, or at the very least they're anxious.
We need to abort.
No, we're not aborting. I could get into one of their vehicles. It would be risky, very risky, but there's no surveillance on this road. They wouldn't see me.
And Nathaniel checks his phone. Do it.
She didn't need Nathaniel to give her permission. Friday, as she sends off the text, is... If you've ever watched an owl grab prey, that is why it is slow, it is silent, her wings are still as death. She's going to aim for the car in the back so she's not spotted. As she's going to go as low as the wheels and, using her nice long claws, touch the asphalt and activate Skin of the Chameleon. The road will be warped, but no different than it usually is.
Indeed. And what is the plan from here, Friday?
Well, we've got stuff in our trunks. I don't think they double-checked theirs to see if it's locked. Besides, nothing that many tools can do. I'm going to go into the car that is behind the caravan and sneak into the back.
Go ahead and give me dexterity and stealth, please.
I'm going to rouse the blood for this. I get hungrier. I'm at 3 hunger. Dexterity and stealth. 1, 2, that's a crit. 3, 4, 5. 5 successes on a critical.
5 successes on a critical. Friday. Accomplished. Take narrative control. What's it look like?
The camera is lower left of the car. We see the changed license plate. It was pretty hasty. It's flapping against the tire. And as we zoom out from the car, you see this warping invisibility effect in the shape of Friday as she approaches. She reaches, a claw ready to pierce the lock of their trunk. It's not even locked. It's jangling in the wind. Her smile, you can't see it, but she slides in. Tail slippering in, the last thing you see before you hear the click of a lock. And she is in the dark, and the group chat just receives a picture of her. Wide, bat-like smile in the dark confines of a car trunk.
Indeed. And you are successful, Friday. But we'll say it's a stark comparison to just moments ago, free. Now, confined. This is the message you all receive. Friday's quite literally behind enemy lines.
Ida is going to look to Renee. When they started to kind of divert, or what caused Friday to sort of catch their faltering. How far are they from where Kaida and Renee are posted up?
Not terribly far. They are still on this route. Kitsia is still hitting red lights and maneuvering them, but they're on alert. They are following the route that you guys have made for them. They're just aware that something is up now.
Okay. She is going to look at Renee and say, "Did you have a backup plan?"
No. They need to be here. Anywhere else we could be seen.
They are diverting. They know something is wrong.
Not yet. No, they're just true combatants.
Kaida, are we still in the car, or are we outside of the car, sort of in the shadows?
That's really up to you. Renee would have prayed in the car and then maybe gotten out, but it's really up to the two of you. As the
Okay.
vehicle gets closer, obviously getting out of the car to do combat, but
Mm-hmm.
it's up to you if you want to pace a little bit.
Okay, so I think that Kaida just gives that like very stoic nod, and then she's going to take off the sort of bodysuit that she was wearing so that she is fully in the nude, and she crouches down extremely low. She's nearly pressed to the floor, and her eyes are on the road, and she is watching this vehicle, specifically looking. She's gonna try to catch a glimpse of their faces. She's trying to see if they look like outwardly panicked and are having like discussion or argument in the car. She's trying to see like how weary are they actually.
We'll call on you for a wits and awareness roll very soon.
Okay.
Lola, you can see as they continue on the route that has been laid out for them, a line of 3 vehicles. One Toyota Corolla, a U-Haul, and another Toyota Corolla. One driver, 2 drivers, or rather two individuals, and then 4 individuals in the last car. You have eyes on. It is up to you and Bianca now to call out street signs. Do you do it, or do you
Yeah.
have Bianca?
Oh, I feel like Lola would have her eyes glued to especially the car in the back, and she would start to call out street signs and the directions that they're going, unless of course Bianca feels just so froggy about it.
You do this. Bianca's watching. Go ahead and give me wits and insight.
I can do that. 3 successes?
3 successes. Remy, did you stick with Nathaniel, or are you two of you spreading out amongst the crowd?
I would have recommended us spread out to try to cover more ground.
Understood. Then, Lola, you catch Bianca's vision as she glances between the vehicles and then tries to pick Nathaniel out of the crowd, sees Remy, and is still trying to look for Nathaniel. You can see, though, Nathaniel is in the crowd. There are about 3 women surrounding him as he kind of charmingly tells a joke or has them laughing something. And then she sees Nathaniel, and you can see her head's not in the game anymore.
Hey, that's in the price.
She nods. And then starts to call out the armament. Anything that she might see under their jackets, anything that would fit under their coats. Small arms. The car moves. And they hit the old town area with the people, with the drunkards, the people that are celebrating Halloween, college kids, the kind. Remy.
Yes.
This is your role.
I would like to use 2 powers, actually. I'm going to be rolling quite a few rouse checks here. Number 1, I'm going to utilize or first of all, are there like stalls and stands around that have
yes.
like masks or anything?
Oh, they have masks, they have alcohol, they have candy.
Yeah, I will go and take one of the masks. I'll purchase one of the masks and put it on, kind of blending into the crowd, and then I will use Melpomene to cast Entrance. So let me go ahead and see which ones I need for that. Melpomene is free. So entrancement is going to be 1 rouse check. And that is a success. And my job is to essentially keep everybody not focused on me, but focused on my voice. And I will give light instructions to the drunkards, the people dancing and stuff, for sort of like an impromptu flash mob sort of deal. And it won't be coordinated whatsoever. It'll just be actions that people will be doing. It almost seems like it part of the festival anyways. They're dancing, having fun and whatnot. It's just moved and potentially into the streets and whatnot, and that is how I'm going to organize my side of things. And I'm going to specifically move it away from Nathaniel, because I would have mentioned, since we are casting a bigger net, that and our powers don't necessarily mix on how they work. So whatever confusion that he wants to create will be different from whatever spectacle that I decide to.
Indeed. And what is the goal? Just trying to have them pour into the streets, like you said?
Yes.
Understood.
Kind of like almost reinforcing the route that they have, and keeping everything kind of like dizzy and on edge, and not really focusing on what might potentially happen, but also just making sure that they're not going to hit anybody on their way through.
Understood. You do this. What are the roles required for? I know you have your rouse checks.
Yes, it is.
Yep, charisma and charisma or manipulation, your choice. And persuasion.
Okay, so I will do charisma, persuasion, and then I will have presence, as well as well, I mean, they're usually not really seeing me, so that the looks is not going to be anything, but that will still be a pretty good dice.
I'll allow you to add your your looks die, because you are speaking, and those that are around you are going to be pulled to your attention anyway, and as you're affecting a larger group, I'd allow it.
Okay, sounds good. All right, if that's good, do that.
Meanwhile, on the other side of things, Nathaniel is going to use derangement.
That's 12 successes.
Excellent. And 7 successes on the derangement. 4 derangement. Excellent. You said 12 successes. Understood. So Remy, it's as you say. They begin to dance, to drink, to enjoy themselves, pouring out into the streets, allowing themselves to let the merriment flow through them. It's a sort of Dionysian effect that you have on these individuals as they move through and block certain paths, as they get close to the U-Haul. And whereas others would see this as Arizonan road rage, the U-Haul driver rolls on the window and tells them to back up. And even the people in the Corollas are telling them, don't touch my fucking car, get away from us, so on and so forth. And then you see on the other side of the street where the party continues, individuals are laughing hysterically, drinking, pouring liquid all over themselves, moving into the street. This is like a scene out of the Greek epics. Bacchus is at work here, and you can hear them, Friday. You're close enough to where you can hear. There's a Bluetooth call on in the Corolla that you're in. What's the move? What do we do? We're stopped. This is too many fucking people. We have to move. Forward. And you can hear them over the phone call. Forward. There's a I don't know, there's got to be like, we need to regroup. We need to move. We have to get off the fucking road. There's a lot of chaos. Right, but you hear them call out this empty space, this dirt lot next to the alleyway where Kaida and Renee should be waiting. They're about to be there. Maybe a minute, maybe less.
Friday's just going to tippy tap with those very long claws and probably fuck up her screen. Show's on.
Question. Did part of the plan include Bianca and Lola rendezvousing at the dirt path? Or
It's
are we
not.
just chilling?
You guys are supposed to just hang up there.
Well,
Now, whether that's
Ah.
what you want to do or not, it's entirely up to you.
okay. Sounds good.
But you can watch them, Lola, as they move. They honk their horns as they move through the crowd, trying not to harm anyone, but it's difficult. People are throwing themselves from Nathaniel's dementation onto their hoods, laughing. Others are laughing at them. There's not a very clear distinction between Remy's group and Nathaniel's group. They kind of blend together in the middle here at this point. Drunkenness and insanity. And they move. And Kaida, you wait. They pull through the streets, finally moving through the people and the crowds. And you finally see them, Kaida. 2 Corollas, 1 U-Haul. The Corolla unceremoniously rams through the locked chain link fence. All it takes is a small bump, and the chain link shatters. But they're right adjacent to you. And Friday, you hear that sort of breaking chain, the chain link fence kind of scraping against the Corollas and the U-Haul as it moves in. You've arrived.
I have a question. All those people, they are not visible in this space.
There's no party
It is
here.
just okay.
This is businesses that are closed, and this empty what is likely end up going to be a construction, maybe to some new business or some new chain restaurant or whatever. But it's dark over here, and that's likely why this was chosen. There's no party here. It's just shadows.
Originally, she was going to wait for Friday to say the word. But I think she sees how wrong this can go and that they don't have time. And so she, from the floor, drags a nail down her chest and it begins to split open. And she's going to activate her horrid form.
What does this look like? As it takes an entire scene to play out, what does it look like as Renee moves next to you, watching the cars? Friday, you can hear them discussing, these SI agents are discussing where to go from here, how to get back on track. Going back to the main road is going to put them back into contact with people again that are drunk and insane at this point. So they're replanning, re-upping their plan. But Kaida, please, what does it look like?
She splits her chest open all the way down to her navel, and the skin begins to peel back, and the muscles and bones in her body begin to crack, except for that metal arm. That metal arm becomes almost liquid. And for a moment, as there's just this almost tangle, this ball of flesh and vitae, Renee is looking, and it almost looks like there's a face, a mask. These 2 large hollowed eyes and a circular mouth. 3, almost looks like a crown, but there's like these 3 curved points at the head. And the arms sort of go in opposite directions, reminiscent of a hurricane, of a storm. And then that sinks back into this ball of flesh and vitae, and what springs forth, what is birthed from this egg, is something that looks akin to a dragon. except all along the flesh are these strange orb-like things along it. And in the next moment, they all open as eyes.
And this is what Renee witnesses. This is what the SI miss. And for the rest of you, Remy, Friday, Lola, you can see the group chat is popping off. You can see Julian say, Kitsi said there was 7 of them. Move in. Lola, Bianca, it's you. And then Nathaniel replies, no, remain in place. Renee can handle it. Julian replies, they need help.
It's
And-
honestly. Oh, I'm sorry, please.
Please continue.
At Julian saying they need help and seeing 7, she kind of gets up from her position at the window or the balcony or wherever she was and begins to kind of walk past Bianca and saying, "Are you coming?"
She nods. She reaches into her bag, takes a drink of something in a mason jar, and begins to walk with you. Now, you all are privy to this. There were 4 in one car, 2 in the U-Haul that you could see, and then 1 driver in the Toyota Corolla. Right now, as of right now, it is Kaida, Renee, and Friday who's in the trunk. So I'll ask, Remy, do you make your way over, or do you remain in place?
I am going to kind of slowly walk. As I do so, I'm using my entrancement to make sure that people stay where they are and they don't spread into areas that could potentially get all this seen. So
Now-
almost crowd control in that sense.
Yeah, and with your specific gift of entrancement and Melpomene, it's just your voice. So I'll ask you, what does it sound like, Remy? What do you tell these people?
It's just more drinks, more dancing. The streets are yours, but we keep to what's known, where the merriment is. And just almost like continued instructions as I kind of move along the crowd, and everybody that hears it just has fun, stays drunk, keeps in place, and don't move away.
You do this. And I'll ask, before we close, Kaida. The men are fighting amongst themselves. You can see the 2 that are in the U-Haul staying in the vehicle, but the other 4 have gotten out and sort of having a discussion with the driver, all on one side. They won't see you. There's the vehicles between you and them. Are you moving in?
Yes, she is. And she is going to essentially soaring leap to do it.
You do this. You soaring leap, you rush in, you jump. And Renee is right behind you. Not with a leap, but sticking to the ground. They pull out 2 wicked-looking swords. Old. Something well kept. And they're quick. Almost faster than you can track. The last thing that we see, dear viewers, is those swords stab into the side of the U-Haul, and the sound of like a can opener as 2 cuts are made. And you hear the SI call. Blood in the cut. I repeat, blood in the cut. That is where we'll end today's session. And next time, we will see combat. We will see blood. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it very, very much. I appreciate all of you for playing we'll see what happens next. Next episode of Bloom and Blood. We'll go back in reverse order to our kindred. Reverse order, bottom right. Remy, be kind then.
Hello, this has been Astrus VTuber, or Aster, composer, voice actor, singer, and musician that am apparently slated to be Prince now. So we'll see how that works. Remy for Prince, I guess.
Remy for Prince, I guess. Excellent. Moving over to my bottom left, Lola.
They say the best leaders don't want the crown. Hi, I'm Luna, or Druid by Night. You can find me at Druid by Night on most social medias, including on Twitch where I stream. And this evening, I have been Lola Torres, always on the verge of crashing out. Bianca yapping in her ear is not helping, but damn it, we're gonna get her out. Maybe. Some people need to want to be saved.
Maybe. We'll see. We really failed the Bechdel test with this episode, guys. I'm so sorry. Nathaniel's the worst. Moving over to top right, Kaida.
Hello, everyone. Damn, that was crazy. I'm the Rissa Rave. You can find me all over the internet as such. I'm here at Rolling Nomads, but I'm also a part of Table of Horrors and Lanyap Gaming. Go check out that stuff if you want to see me do more TTRPG things. I also have a YouTube channel where I do ASMR styled readings. Check it out. And hey, we'll see what happens with Kaida.
It's gonna be fucking crazy, dude. The eyes are a crazy touch. Moving up to the top left, Friday.
Yeah, hey, I'm Abby. I'm your local dinner nerd, and right now I'm your little jack in the box, but you'll have to find out next week. If you want to see more of me, you can check me out on this channel, of course, and on the Hype Goblin, where I'm also a winged creature, but this quote is a scholar. Never perish the thought. But Hagone, thank you for being here. I'm so excited for our next.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna get to it today, but the preparation, the plan, everything went so well. You guys were doing so good, so we'll do combat next time, and we'll see what the fuck is in these boxes. Thank you guys so much for being here. I've been your storyteller for tonight's Chronicle, Gilbert Ramos, aka Ramos the Nomad, CEO and founder of Rolling Nomads, and an absolute fucking pleasure to be here. Thank you guys so much. We will catch you guys next time. Same time, same place, same kindred. We'll see you then.